Erika Kirk's shocking message to her husband's killer stunned the world. She sent one message to her husband's killer that no one expected. Erika Kirk's world collapsed on December 15th when she received the phone call that would destroy her life forever. Her husband, Mark Kirk, a 34-year-old mechanic and loving father of two, had been shot and killed during a gas station robbery. Mark was simply buying milk and bread for the next morning's breakfast when 19-year-old David Chen approached him with a gun. The entire incident lasted less than 3 minutes, but it would change multiple lives forever. Chen shot Mark for just $43 and a wedding ring, leaving him to die alone on the cold pavement while fleeing the scene. Security cameras captured every horrifying second of the murder, and police arrested Chen within 48 hours. Erika watched that footage during the trial, seeing her husband's final moments as he raised his hands in surrender before being gunned down mercilessly. The community rallied around Erika and her children, but nothing could fill the void left by Mark's senseless death. The randomness of it all made the grief even worse. Mark was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, killed by a stranger for pocket change. As the trial approached, everyone expected Erika to demand maximum punishment for Chen. She had every right to want revenge against the man who destroyed her family. But what Erika Kirk was planning would shock the entire courtroom and eventually make headlines around the world. 3 months after Mark's murder, David Chen sat in court awaiting his sentence for first-degree murder. The prosecutor had painted him as a cold-blooded killer who showed no remorse for his actions. Chen's own family had even distanced themselves from him, unable to comprehend how their son had become a murderer. When the judge asked if anyone wanted to make a victim impact statement before sentencing, Erika Kirk slowly stood up from her seat in the front row. The packed courtroom fell silent as she walked toward the podium, her hands visibly trembling. Everyone expected her to deliver a scathing condemnation of the man who had stolen her husband's life. Instead, Erika did something that shocked everyone present. She looked directly at David Chen and spoke 5 words that would echo through the courtroom and beyond. "I forgive you, David Chen." The silence was deafening. Chen immediately broke down in tears, his shoulders shaking as he sobbed uncontrollably. His mother, who had been sitting in the back row, collapsed and had to be helped from the courtroom. Even the seasoned judge appeared stunned by Erika's unexpected declaration of forgiveness. But this moment of forgiveness was just the beginning of Erika Kirk's truly unexpected message to her husband's killer. What happened next is what truly stunned the world and revealed the real reason behind Erika's actions. 2 weeks after David Chen was sentenced to 15 years in prison, Erika did something that even her own family couldn't understand. She wrote him a letter. But this wasn't just any letter. It was the first of what would become 24 monthly letters over the course of 2 years, each one more surprising than the last. In her first letter, Erika didn't just forgive David, she told him about Mark. She described their love story, their wedding day, their children's births, and all the dreams they would never achieve together. She painted a picture of the man David had killed, making him see Mark as a real person rather than just a victim. But then Erika wrote something that made David cry for hours in his prison cell. She told him that she didn't want him to waste his life drowning in guilt and hatred. She wanted him to become the person Mark would have wanted him to be. She challenged him to transform himself, to get clean from drugs, to educate himself, and to find a way to honor Mark's memory through positive change. This wasn't just forgiveness. This was a roadmap for redemption that no one could have anticipated. Erika was asking her husband's killer to become better, not for his own sake, but as a living memorial to the good man he had destroyed. People constantly asked Erika why she chose to forgive David Chen, and most assumed it was because of her religious beliefs or natural compassion. But the real reason behind Erika's unexpected message was far more personal and shocking than anyone realized. The truth was that Erika was slowly dying from the inside due to her consuming hatred and anger. She couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and was becoming a stranger to her own children. The rage was poisoning every aspect of her life, turning her into someone she didn't recognize. 3 months after Mark's death, Erika found herself planning David's murder, actually researching where he lived and how she might kill him before he went to trial. That terrifying moment of realization that she was becoming the same type of person who had killed her husband shocked Erika into understanding that her hatred was destroying her just as effectively as David's bullet had destroyed Mark. Her message to David wasn't really about him at all. It was about saving herself and her children from losing another parent to the same violence that took their father. Forgiveness became Erika's weapon against the darkness that threatened to consume her soul. She chose to forgive not because David deserved it, but because she deserved to be free from the prison of hatred that was slowly killing her spirit. What happened next surprised even Erika. David Chen didn't just read her letters, he responded to every single one. His first letter back was barely legible through his tears, filled with shame and remorse that went far deeper than anything he had expressed in court. But as the months passed, David's letters began to change. He started telling Erika about his transformation in prison. He had gotten clean from drugs, earned his GED, and begun taking college courses. He started a support group for inmates struggling with addiction and began tutoring other prisoners studying for their education. Guards reported that David had become one of the most helpful and peaceful inmates in the entire facility, earning the nickname Professor from fellow prisoners. But the most shocking part of David's response came when he was released after serving 4 years of his sentence. Instead of disappearing into anonymity as most released prisoners do, David Chen did something unprecedented. He asked Erika Kirk if he could do something that no killer had ever asked of a victim's family before. He wanted to speak publicly about their story, together, as a team. David wanted to visit schools and share their experience with students, showing them the real consequences of crime and violence from both perspectives, the killer and the victim's family. Most people expected Erika to refuse this shocking request, but once again she surprised everyone by agreeing. Erika and David's first speaking engagement at a Detroit high school drew over 800 students and became an emotional powder keg that would explode across social media and news outlets worldwide. David spoke first, describing in gut-wrenching detail the worst night of his life, how his drug addiction and desperation led him to point a gun at an innocent man and pull the trigger. He didn't spare any details about the horror of what he had done or the guilt that nearly drove him to suicide in prison. Then Erika took the stage and did something that left the entire auditorium in stunned silence. She spoke about Mark with love and warmth, painting a picture of the beautiful life that had been stolen. But then she did the unthinkable. She introduced David as her partner in preventing future tragedies. The video of their joint presentation went viral within hours, garnering millions of views and sparking intense debate worldwide. News stations across the globe wanted to interview the widow and the killer who had become unlikely partners in promoting peace and redemption. Their story challenged everything people thought they knew about justice, forgiveness, and the possibility of redemption. Some praised Erika as a saint and David as proof that people can change. Others criticized her for platforming her husband's killer and questioned whether his transformation was genuine. But the impact was undeniable. Their message was reaching people in ways that traditional anti-violence programs never could. Perhaps the most shocking aspect of Erika's unexpected message to her husband's killer was what it ultimately led to, a genuine friendship between two people connected by unimaginable tragedy. Over the years of their correspondence and speaking engagements, Erika and David developed a bond that confused and inspired people around the world. David would call Erika when he was struggling with guilt and depression. Erika would reach out to David during her darkest moments of grief and anger. They became each other's support system in ways that seemed impossible, given their history. Their friendship wasn't based on forgetting the past or pretending that Mark's murder didn't happen. Instead, it was built on their shared commitment to ensuring that Mark's death would somehow contribute to saving other lives. David lived every day trying to become the man Mark would have wanted him to be, while Erika found purpose in helping David achieve that transformation. When Erika remarried 3 years later, her new husband not only accepted her friendship with David, but embraced him as part of their extended family. Even Erika's children, now teenagers, refer to David as Uncle D and consider him family. This evolution from victim and perpetrator to family friends represents perhaps the most unexpected outcome of Erika's original message. 5 years after Erika first wrote to David in prison, their partnership has reached over 50,000 students across the United States and internationally. Their story has been featured in documentaries, books, and academic studies on restorative justice and redemption. Prison programs now use their correspondence as an example of how accountability and forgiveness can lead to genuine transformation. David has become a certified addiction counselor and works full-time helping others overcome the same demons that led him to commit murder. He has been drug-free for 6 years and volunteers countless hours with at-risk youth and in homeless shelters. Erika established the Mark Kirk Memorial Foundation, which provides educational scholarships for incarcerated individuals pursuing their degrees. The foundation has helped over 200 prisoners earn their education, and many have gone on to become counselors, social workers, and advocates for criminal justice reform. Their speaking fees go directly to the foundation, ensuring that every dollar earned from telling their story goes toward preventing future tragedies. The ripple effect of Erika's unexpected message has touched thousands of lives and prevented countless acts of violence by showing young people the real, human cost of criminal choices. What Erika Kirk's story reveals about forgiveness challenges everything most people believe about this powerful concept. Her forgiveness wasn't about letting David off the hook or minimizing the horror of what he did to Mark. It wasn't about being a good Christian or following some moral obligation to forgive. The real reason behind Erika's unexpected message was survival. She was drowning in hatred and anger, and forgiveness became her lifeline back to living. She didn't forgive David because he deserved it. She forgave him because she and her children deserved to be free from the poison of hatred that was destroying their lives. True forgiveness, as Erika discovered, isn't about the person who hurt you. It's about reclaiming your own life and future. It's about refusing to let someone else's worst moment define your entire existence. When Erika wrote that first letter to David, she wasn't trying to help him. She was trying to save herself. The fact that her forgiveness created space for David's transformation was an unexpected bonus, but it wasn't the original goal. This distinction is crucial because it shows that forgiveness is ultimately a selfish act. It's about choosing your own healing over continued suffering, regardless of whether the person who hurt you deserves that grace. Today, Erika Kirk and David Chen continue to travel the world sharing their impossible story of tragedy transformed into hope. Their message resonates across cultural, religious, and racial boundaries because it addresses the universal human experiences of pain, redemption, and the choice between hatred and healing. Students who hear their story often report that it changed their perspective on conflict resolution, personal responsibility, and the power of second chances. Many have credited Erika and David with preventing them from making destructive choices or helping them forgive people who had hurt them. The real reason behind Erika's unexpected message to her husband's killer wasn't about David Chen at all. It was about choosing life over death, hope over despair, and love over hatred. Her decision to write that first letter saved her own life and inadvertently created space for David to become someone worthy of the mercy she had shown him. Together, they proved that even in the darkest situations, people can choose to write a different ending to their story. Their legacy isn't just about forgiveness. It's about the incredible transformation that becomes possible when someone refuses to let tragedy have the final word in their life story.